I think it's funny when we talk about this team. It's obviously now everybody's acquainted with what this team looks like, but you think about it. Last year there was six of these guys that weren't on the team,
Hmm.
and nobody knew about them, which is all from the transfer portal. And I think I saw some other stat that a couple weeks ago it was like I don't know if it was football, just football, or if it was a mix of basketball and football, but there was like 3,000 players in the transfer portal already. Um, and so I guess when you see the transfer portal, do you think, for one, do you think it's a good thing? Two, do you think it would have changed your career at all if it was as open and free as it is right now today?
Uh, man, I want to say it's a good thing, um, but there's everything has positives and negatives to it. Um, the first thing that I think about is there's X number of kids who go into the transfer portal that don't end up finding a school, and that's a tough part of it. But you've also got transfer portal success stories, even for Carolina, where the it worked out for both the player and the school. So I mean, I think there's more positive than negative to it because it gives the players a little bit more power in terms of their career. Um, do I think there needs to be some kind of regulation to it? Yes, but so that you don't have as many players that don't find homes. But overall, I think it's a good system because you've got everybody that you've got one central location where players want to, coaches can look, and you got a bunch of players where that are looking for new places to play. Um, but it can get abused. It can be abused, but overall, I think it's a good thing. In terms of me, uh, finding seeing in terms of it being something that would have changed my career, I don't think so. Um, Me personally, there was only like a single moment where I was thinking about transferring, um, but I never really gave it any real thought. But other than that, would it have you been used a little bit more by Coach Williams? I have no idea. So I don't think it would have impacted my career a ton. Um, Obviously, towards the back end of my career, it helped us get Cam, which he turned out to be. Everybody knows how he turned out for us. So um, he helped in a lot of wins. So I don't know, man. It's tough. It's tough to say, but I think overall it's a good thing for college basketball. It's just I think there needs to be some regulation to it. I don't know what that looks like, but um, I think that would help it a little bit in terms of players, getting into the transfer portal and making the decisions to leave their schools and find the new ones.
Just to hold on this point for a quick second, kind of taking quote unquote the voice of the fan here. I think fans really appreciate seeing the journey of players over 4 years at UNC. And I think, Kenny, that's so much of your story too. I remember that game against Pitt in the conference tournament when you hit the 3-pointer.
Hmm.
And that felt like such a big moment for your career. And it feels like moments like that maybe aren't happening as much with the transfer portal because players will stay to school for a year or two. Maybe fans don't get the chance to build relationships with the players as much. And those moments like Kenny hitting a three early on in his career, it means that he's going to play a bigger and bigger role in his following seasons.
Hmm.
So Kenny, kind of from that perspective, do you kind of see the challenges maybe that the transfer portal maybe prevents the next Kenny Williams from developing over the course of 4 years at a single school?
Yeah, I mean, I think it does. Because sometimes you get in situations where you have to wait it out, and you do have to develop. And eventually things start working in your favor. I just think that's how the sport is nowadays, where guys kind of want to go somewhere where and play right away. I mean, I came in as a freshman, and we were ranked number one preseason. So you got guys like Justin, Marcus, Theo, Nate, Joel. There wasn't much playing time to go around, and I knew that. Um, but it's I think that's just a new age of college basketball, man, where guys want to go somewhere and play because they see so many guys, that are in the same class that are playing, and then a guy gets in his head like, oh, I'm better than him, I should be playing, things like that. Um, but I think the age where you see a guy start young and see him progress throughout his career, that'll probably be few and far between now because of the transfer portal. Um, so it's just something that you don't necessarily like, because you think about a place like Carolina where that happens so much, and it's kind of part of the culture, to see guys and watch them progress through their careers. But it's just something that we have to get used to as fans. Me now, a fan, being a fan, is something that it's just how it is now. It's unfortunate because that's part of the allure of college basketball, is seeing falling in love with someone throughout their career, and then when they leave, it be that be the hard part. But it's just how it is nowadays, and you just got to get used to the change. Things are changing in college sports, and some things you just have to you gotta change with the times, I guess.
Yeah, I agree. I think there's got to be some sort of regulations, that way that kids aren't just going into the transfer portal and leaving without a home to go to, because I think that causes more issues than that person maybe just not playing and trying to push through at the college that they're at. But I mean, I think it's just it's a tough thing. It's definitely a tough balance, because if I think nowadays you see a lot of people moving schools in high schools. You see a lot of players, they transfer to a new school, they go to a boarding school. You see obviously the Mount Verds and all this kind of stuff. And, I think those options are obviously great options for a lot of basketball players. But I think there has to be some sort of resiliency, I guess I would say. And there has to be at times patience, because once you leave even college, there's you can't just pick up and leave wherever you want to go, because the situation isn't necessarily how you pictured it and how you really wanted it to go. Um, so I'm kind of right there in the middle. I think there should be a sense of okay, now I'm gonna stick with my decision and I'm gonna push through and I'm gonna go and earn what I deserve. But also at the same time, there are people that go into unfortunate circumstances, and a coach gets fired or somebody transfers in front of you, maybe that was a little bit more accomplished player or whatever, and so then it's like, okay, well, I need to go do something for myself, and I need to try to continue my career,